So London was 17 years old. She was in high school in Detroit, or the Detroit area, right outside of Detroit. Okay. And she went missing around April of 2024. Nobody knew where she was. Her family was looking for her. They had up flyers. It was around, actually, it was April 2025. I'm sorry. No, yeah, April 2025, because it's 2026 now. So April 2025. It was said that she was dropped off at her boyfriend's house, right? Jalen. He was 23 at the time. She was 17, okay? But in the state of Illinois, it is legal for a 17-year-old to date a 23-year-old, okay? So she was dropped off at his house in the wee hours of the morning, okay? Where he actually lived with his mother. Charla is her name, okay? So he lived with her, and somehow, I don't know how, a 17-year-old can be dropped off around 3 something in the morning, but she was. Now, I told y'all the last time that it was his girlfriend. I found out that it was actually his ex-girlfriend. So I don't even know why an ex-girlfriend would want to be dropped off in the first place. However, that was the last time she was seen alive. When she didn't return home, her family immediately became alarmed and reported her missing. This was around April the 5th of 2025, okay? Now, investigators say that they got a phone call, a tipped off about 3 weeks after that, of a friend of the mom, Charla here, okay? Saying to the friend that she wanted her friend to get rid of and burn a tote. Now, the tote was all wrapped up in plastic and whatnot, and the friend wasn't supposed to open it to find out what it was. But instead of the friend just burning it like the mother wanted him to, the friend called the police or the detective or somebody. They alarmed someone and said, hey, I need you to come out and take a look at this. They came out to discover, this is around April 2025. They came out to discover London, the 17-year-old body was found inside of a plastic bin, okay, at the friend's home. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide, but they didn't know who did it right then and there, right? So then what happened, people started talking as they always do. So even though this happened in April, no one was arrested until October of 2025. Jalen and his mother were both arrested and initially charged with second degree. Now, in the state of Michigan, they do things a little different than what we're going over on the Romika and Holly case in Illinois. They do things a little different, and that is they have a preliminary preliminary hearing before that the charges can really stick or whatever, right? Not the charges can stick before they actually put the charges on you. So they did that. And during the preliminary, with all the evidence and testimonies that came out, the judge elected to raise the initial charge of second degree. She raised it and added first degree as well. Okay. Now, I want to show you this video because this is them in court, and then we're going to break down their court appearance. Okay. All right. So I kind of wanted you guys to hear the testimonies of the friend, the ex-girlfriend, and all of that stuff, because actually there is no video recording of this video of what happened. However, the now ex-girlfriend, but the one that was dating him at the time, actually revealed that he told her that he unalived London, and even said why he unalived her, because she got in a fight with his mother, right? So, however, he's now denying that he said that to her, okay? So it said that their relationship became distant, and London was actually trying to distance herself, and allegedly the reason why she was dropped off in the wee hours of the morning is because she was supposed to be picking up her things and kind of finalizing the relationship. Now, I don't know about that. A 17-year-old going to get her things at 3 o'clock in the morning is kind of a little suspect to me. I don't know why a sister or cousin, whoever, I think it was the sister, that took her to his house at 3 a.m. I don't even know why that's even a normal thing, right? So they said she was trying to exited the relationship, like, you know, be done with it, whatnot. So now this is the so-called girlfriend, well, now ex-girlfriend, right? This is after his relationship with London ended. Okay, so he started dating this young girl, and she says that he felt so comfortable with her that he actually told her about the unaliving. We're not going to listen to the entire thing, but we're going to listen to some of it, and we're going to be stopping and talking during it. Okay, so we're going to listen to some of it.
I was there to see Jalen.
You were there to see Jalen? Mm-hmm. Okay, so one thing I have to ask you, a couple of things. One, you have to speak really loudly so that people can hear you. I know you probably think you're talking in your normal voice, but it's very important that people hear you, okay? So really try and speak up loudly, even though there's a microphone. The other...
I'm going to try to fast forward just to the part where she actually started talking.
Instagram story, and then she texted me.
All right. Now, do you know what the name of this person was?
The username was just messy ass baby mama. Okay. I didn't know her name.
Had you been living with Jalen?
I just want to get to the meat. I want to just get to the meat of what she said he told her.
After he got released from jail, like, had you already been living with him at that time?
No.
Okay. Did you ever ask him about why he had been in jail and what that was all about?
I didn't have to. I seen him like on social media and stuff.
Okay, so what did he tell you about it?
When he got out, he told me that basically the police was just trying to find somebody to blame me. Got nothing.
Y'all, you can't hardly hear her voice. I don't like it. I don't like it. You can't even hardly hear her voice. Anyway, she testified that he told her that he took a belt, he beat her, the girlfriend, right? He took a belt, he beat his girlfriend, and then he strangled her, right? With the belt. And then after strangling her, he let her fall to the floor. Now, this is all in the home of his mother, okay? Now, look at this young lady, 17 years old, right? And this guy was already a troubled guy. As you just heard, he had already been in jail, 24 years old, living with 23 at the time, living with his mother. He had already been to jail. So anyway, so they picked up both the mother and son and arrested them. That was October 2025. Like I said, initially they charged her with second degree and with evidence tampering. Why? Well, because her friend that she called up on the phone and said, hey, I need you to burn this tote for me. He reached out to the authorities and like, hey, it's something suspect or whatever. So that's how she is tied to it, even though she's saying, I didn't do anything, okay? Because her son did it. But her son is saying, but mama, you told me to do it, okay? So they're both charged with the same charge, second degree and now first degree. After testimony and evidence that was presented in court, the prosecutor upgraded the charges to first degree murder and the judge agreed, okay? Both were bound over for trial, meaning that a judge did find enough evidence for the case to proceed. They were both granted bond under strict conditions. Well, I think not they both, I'm sorry. The mother, Charla, was granted bond under strict conditions where Jalen was not granted bond. They said he has to stay in. She said, Amor, didn't his mama tell him to kill her? So the mother actually said, get mad and get rid of her, you know, like K her. Yes, get mad and get rid of her. And that is what the young lady that I wanted to show y'all, she testified that he said, his mother said, get mad and K-I her, okay? Now, let's talk about it, okay? I already said that she had disappeared and they had all type of missing London and nobody was saying anything, right? So that's where we are now. They're both being charged. She's out on bond, but let me tell you what I think is going to happen. The mother and the son is going to flip on each other. Why is that? Well, because the mother is saying she didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I'm not about to stay life in prison for you. The son is like, Mom, I wouldn't be in this situation had you not told me to unalive her, okay? Now, the mother may try to come out and say, she was putting hands on me. She was hitting me. But even that, if that is the case, we already know that telling her son to unalive her is not the answer. She could have just called 911 or put the girl out of her house. Okay. She said, what did she do so bad for her mother to want to KI her? So now let me make corrections. It wasn't London's mother that wanted her unalive. It was the boyfriend's mom. So these two, the boyfriend and the mother, are mother and son. Okay. So this is not her mother. All right. She says, I think they're going to flip on each other. Yes, I do too. I do think they're going to flip because, I mean, right now, even though they're being charged with the same charge, the mother she actually did not do the killing. However, in the state of Michigan, if you are like a part of it or even try to do something to the body afterwards, instead of just calling the police and things like that, you are an accessory to it. Okay. So I think the mother is going to be held to the same standards. She was trying to break up with him. So they say that she was trying to break up with him and get her things. But like I said, 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. I don't even know if I would have took my sibling to go to her boyfriend's house at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then, you know, we could say other things like, well, where is her mom and where is her father and all that stuff or whatever. I don't know. Some different strokes for different folks, but I'm not letting my daughter leave the house at no 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't think that we'll be able to show this video, but let me just show you another one right quick where they actually speak on it on this one. The trial was kind of long. I kind of wanted to go over it, but we ain't gonna be able to do it. Look at him after he done got a haircut. He better get used to being there.
Fred, take the other handcuff off, yeah.
And may I publish this to the court?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
So with that, Your Honor, the people would call, with that, Your Honor, the people would call Jayla action.
Yeah, I don't like the it sounds like a little fuzzy sound in the background. I actually don't like it. I saw it myself and I actually don't like the fuzzy sound. She said, did they say that she was banging on the front door inside the window for like 15 minutes before they even opened the door for her? See, I didn't hear that part in the trial. In the trial, they just spoke, and this is her mother right here. In the trial, they just spoke that she was, well, for what I heard anyway, that she was dropped off at his home and, you know, she was trying to recover her things and break up with him. But, you know, things went left. So this is the girl that actually told it all. But like I said, you can't really hear her voice.
Anytime you don't understand any questions, just ask me to ask again, and I'll try to rephrase it, okay?
Okay.
And as Mr. DeGrazzi mentioned earlier, if, please speak up and no ums or uh-uhs, so the court reporter can take it down, okay?
Okay.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk to you about the testimony you just gave. I'm sorry. You remember?
She's the one that was spilling all the tea, right? She's the one that gave out all the information as far as what Jalen gave her. But you know what? I don't know what secondhand information, what they could do with secondhand information because, she's no longer with the guy either, right? So I wonder in the state of, not Illinois, the state of Michigan, is secondhand information, is it admissible in court, right? If someone tell you they committed the murder, but there is no proof that they did it, could they still be charged? So, and I believe that is why they both pled not guilty, because now the state is going to have to prove what now this ex-girlfriend claims that Jalen told her. Is it true? because she's the key to this whole case. She's the one that came forward, said, yep, I was dating him. And yes, he admitted to unaliving his ex-girlfriend. What say you? She said, I think it's still admissible in court. It may, but I still think that they may have to have some type of evidence. Now, this guy right here, this guy is the friend of the mother. He testified that she called him up on the phone and asked him to get rid of the body. This guy right here.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? Yes. Excellent.
Now, this is what's going to tie the mother into being an accessory or to a crime itself.
All right, sir, could you please state your name?
Jermaine Lynch.
All right. Now, about a person named Charla Pendergrass. Do you know her?
Yes,
How long have you known her for?
over 20 years.
And do you see her in court today?
Yes,
Can you point to her and describe what she's wearing?
a green jumpsuit.
All right. Now, there are people here wearing green suits. Is she the person closest to me or farthest away?
She's closest to me.
So this is the mom's ex-boyfriend. And in my opinion, when you get other people involved in your bullshit or whatever, in my opinion, that means that you don't really have no love for this person or whatever to get them involved. But he about to spill the beans on her.
The record the witness is identified. Ms. Pendergrass? You said you've known her for 20 years?
Yes,
Just describe what your relationship with, were you just acquaintances? Were you friends? What was your relationship with her?
acquaintances, friends, relationship.
He want to say booty call, but he don't want to be disrespectful in court. So he's like friend, relationship, kind of on off. Like, yeah, she was a booty call. Okay.
Okay. The two of you, at any point in the time that you've known her, had you ever seen her romantically?
Yes,
All right. Now, if we go to April of last year, were the two of you like together in a romantic relationship?
friendship.
Just a friendship?
Yes,
Okay. So on April 5th of last year, did you get any phone communications from Charla?
yes,
All right. And how did you get those communications? Is it on your phone?
yes.
All right. And did Charla ask you to do something?
She asked me to come over to her grandparents' house.
And is that house located in Inkster?
Yes,
All right. So when she called you and she asked you to come to Inkster, did you go?
yes.
And can you just describe what you saw when you got there?
Police cars out there and a group of people standing on the other side of the street.
Okay. Now, did you get out of your car?
No,
So you just stayed in the car?
yes.
Did Charla ever come over to you, or did you ever talk with Charla when you came over there on the 5th?
Later while I was over there, she was inside the police and I grandparents.
Okay. So later on, after you first arrived, the two of you talked?
Yes, later on.
Can you imagine someone that you used to sleep with is now testifying against you that may put you away for the rest of your natural life? Can you imagine that? But that's what you get when you ask someone that you claim you love to do something criminally for you, okay? Because he flipped the switch and said, oh, you're not about to blame this shit on me. I'm not about to go to jail for you, okay? So he's not going to get in trouble at all, right? He's not going to get in trouble at all. But he could have if he wasn't going to testify. So he's like, no, I'll find me somebody else out here in the free world, okay?
Okay. Did she ever tell you, like, what was going on, why the police were there? Did you ever say anything about that?
She said that Jaden's girlfriend was over there and they got into it and she left. And they were thinking that she was still at the house.
All right. So you said Jalen's girlfriend was over there and they got into it. When you were talking with her, was she talking about Jalen and the girlfriend got into it, or she and the girlfriend got into it?
Jalen and the girlfriend had gotten into it. She told the young lady to leave, and she offered the young lady an Uber ride home. She said no, she wanted Jalen to take her home, and the young lady left.
All right. So again, got to break these pronouns down a little bit. So when you say she, was that Charlotte told you that she talked to the Jalen's girlfriend?
The young lady, yes.
Okay, and offered her a ride?
Told her she'd get her Uber ride home, but Jalen couldn't take her home.
Okay. And Ms. Pendergrass told you that the girl said no, she didn't want an Uber ride?
She wanted Jalen to take her home.
Okay. So did Charlotte Pendergrass ever tell you if the girl left or how the girl left?
She just said she left walking.
Okay, she left walking?
Yes.
Okay. So, did you ever talk to the police when you went there?
Do you really think that Charlotte, the mom of Jalen, told a guy that she is in a sexual relationship with? Do you really think she lied to him and said they got into it and she left the house walking while she's offering him a big old tote that she's telling him to go burn and get rid of? Or do you really think she told what really happened? I believe she told him what really happened. I don't think he's going to tell the whole truth. He's still testifying against her for giving him that tote with that body in there, but I don't think he's keeping it 100% real. What do you think? Because why would she have to lie if he's willing to burn the tote?
No.
Okay. Did Ms. Pendergrass ever ask you to hold anything when you went to Inkster on April 5th?
No.
Okay. So now, going on the next day, I'm talking now April 6th, at night, that night, were you at your house?
Yes.
Okay. Without telling me what the address is at the time?
No.
No. Did you recall the night of April 6th going into the morning of April 7th? Do you know whether Charla had tried to communicate with you with calls or texts or anything like that?
She had called me and texted me.
Did you answer the phone when she was trying to get in touch with you?
I answered the phone one time when she called.
Okay, and what did she say when you answered the phone?
She asked me what was I doing. I told her I was getting ready to go play cards in my brother's house.
Okay, and was that all that you told her?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what if she tried to contact you after that point?
Probably through text messages or whatever, but I didn't receive them until the next morning.
When you say you didn't receive them, does that mean like you didn't
I
look
didn't
at?
have my phone present at the time.
Okay, so let me just ask you, because only one person can talk at a time, were you not looking at your phone into the night of April 6th?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. So now we're talking now in the morning of April 7th. Did you get in touch with Ms. Pendergrass again?
Yes.
Describe how that happened.
I was leaving out for work and I gave her a phone call.
Okay, and what did Ms. Pendergrass say or ask you to do?
She asked me was I still at home. I told her no, I was on my way to work.
Okay, did she ask you to do anything after that?
She said she wanted me to call her before I left for work, and I didn't. And then I went to work.
All right. When you got to work, did you have more communications with Ms. Pendergrass?
Yes.
And what did she say in those conversations?
She was just talking like she wanted to leave something in my garage, or whether she wanted to pull into my garage and take something out of the car and leave it in my garage.
Now, this talk about the garage, was this over the phone or in person that you mentioned this?
Over the phone, we were talking.
Okay.
No one, in my opinion, accepts a tote to hold in their garage and don't know what's in it. I don't know, y'all. No one accepts that. No one says, oh yeah, I'll take a tote. I'll carry a tote. I'll put a tote in my car and then take it to my garage and not know what's in it. Yeah, no, that's a hard sell for me.
In this conversation where you're talking over the phone, did she ever say anything about that she had gone to your house the night before?
Yes, she said she was outside of my home, my residence.
Okay. Now, she told you that she had gone to your house and was outside your house?
She mentioned she was outside of my house and she wanted me to call her before I left for work.
Did she ever ring the doorbell or knock on the door while you were in the house?
No,
And did you have any idea that, had there been any plan that she was gonna have come over to your house on the 6th?
no.
So after this phone conversation, you decide to leave work.
I decided to meet her while I was at work, to meet up with her, yes.
Okay. So did you meet up with her like at your work, or did you leave your work to go meet
I
up?
left my job and I met up with her.
All right. Where did you decide to meet up with her at?
We met at a Myers parking lot on Jefferson.
Did she ask you to meet with her, or how did it come about that you agreed to meet with her?
She wanted to talk,
Okay.
so I agreed to meet. I said, well, we can meet at the Jefferson, on the Myers on Jefferson. Because the warehouse where I'm working at, it probably would have been a little difficult for her to find it, so I told her we'll meet there.
Now, in these conversations that you've been having with her now on April 7th,
Exactly, Lolita. She said he didn't look because he already knew what was in there, in my opinion. I agree. And not only that, who is messing around and they talking on the phone and they say, let's meet up and talk. Talk about what? Why are we meeting in an odd location to talk?
how did she seem to you?
But you know what? I ain't gonna be hard on him because he did testify against the mother, which rightfully so. But I think that, you know, him getting immunity or whatever was a good thing. But he knew what it was. But it's good that he's testifying against her, and I do believe that he deserved to be free because of that. But I'm not convinced that he did not know that he was about to burn a body.
Emotionally, did she seem normal, unusual? How did she seem?
No,
Okay. And did you meet with her in a Myers parking lot?
yes,
All right. And did the two of you talk to each other outside, in somebody's car? How did you talk to each other?
she got into my vehicle.
And what did you talk about when she got into your car?
She was talking about the people posting stuff online, that they was protesting outside the grandparents' house. And they were saying things on social media.
Okay. Did she ever talk about having you hold something for her?
She said she had something that she wanted to leave at my home, in my garage.
Okay. Was there ever any discussion about, you know, taking the item from her?
Yeah, I told her, well, you can just give it to me now, and I take it, and she told me no, that she wanted to do it in a private area, basically.
Okay. So you offered to take whatever she wanted to hold for you right there in the Myers parking lot, and she said no?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever ask her, what is the thing that she's trying to give you?
No.
Come on. Who's not asking? Who's not asking? Come on. Who's not asking? What is it that you want me to have? Come on. Ain't nobody taking something and not asking you what the hell is it. No.
Why didn't you ask her that?
No, just didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So after you're in the Myers parking lot, do you decide to go somewhere else?
Yes,
Where did you go?
to a car wash.
And in what city or address, if you know, was the car wash located in?
In Detroit.
Okay. Now this car wash, can you describe, like when you're entering the car wash, can you kind of describe what the structure is of the car wash?
It's like a big garage. You drive to the side, you go around the back, and you pull in. 1 or 2 cars at a time, and they clean your car in and out.
So when you pull into the car wash itself, is this the type of car wash where, you know, you sit in the car as it's going through the wash, or do you get out of the car and wait for the car to be clean?
You get out and wait for it to be clean.
All right. And the inside of the car wash, is that like enclosed so that if you're standing outside of the car wash, you can't see what's going on inside?
Yes.
Okay. So did you go to the car wash?
Yes,
And did Charla go with you?
yes.
Can you describe what kind of car she was driving that day?
She got a new car, a blue, Nissan Kick, I believe,
Okay, and what kind of car were you driving that day?
black Lincoln Navigator.
Were you the only person in your car?
Yes,
Was she the only person in her car?
yes.
So describe what happens when you get to the car wash.
We just, at the car wash, we were just talking regular, and talking about, our grandparents and their health condition.
Who's dating, right? And agree to meet up at a car wash or a parking lot and then ultimately a car wash to talk about your grandparents or any conversation. Like, who does that? Who can't have that type of conversation over the phone?
And everything, and, just a normal conversation.
Okay, and so at some point when you're in the car wash or at the car wash, do you transfer any objects from her car into your car?
Yes,
Describe what happened.
she opened the trunk of her car, and there was a tub in there. I grabbed it and set it in the back of my vehicle.
All right, now this tub, can you kind of describe it?
It's just a tote with like, taped up or whatever, but, you know, I just grabbed the tote and set it in the car.
A taped up tote. A taped up tote. Now, y'all already know a deceased body reeks really loud. It smells bad. A taped up tote, and you just pick it up and just put it in your vehicle. Okay.
Okay, so in terms of like the size of the tote, was this something like the size of like a piece of paper that I'm holding or something bigger?
It was a big tote. It was like a tote, like, it took 2 arms to carry it and lift it. So it was a nice size tote.
Okay, and you mentioned that the tote was taped up?
Yes.
What kind of tape did you see on the tote?
Just like a plastic bag and something taped around it or whatever.
And do you remember what color the tote was?
Not really.
Okay. In terms of, you picked up the tote yourself.
Yes.
Was it light or heavy? Can you describe it?
I mean, it was heavy, but it wasn't too heavy where I couldn't lift it.
Okay. But did you grab it out of her trunk or did she take it out for you?
No, grabbed it out of her trunk.
Okay, and then
A normal person would have said, even in a joking manner, right? A normal person would have been like, girl, what you got in here? Damn, a dead body or something? What the hell? This heavy ass tote, like, what you got in here? Even as a joke, you know? Like, yeah, you want me to come over here and do your heavy lifting or something like that? I just don't think that somebody would just take it without asking at all.
you put it in your trunk?
Yes.
Besides the tote itself, were there any other like objects, boxes, bags, anything like else that was put on in your car?
Whatever was on the tote was on the tote in the car, and I grabbed it all together.
Okay.
I mean, like, really, I don't really remember what was on it, but everything that was in the tote or on the tote was all one movement, like from there to there. That was it.
And did you put it in the trunk of your car?
Yes.
What happened after you put the tote container into the trunk of your car?
Finished my car wash, and we both left. She went, I don't know where she went back to work.
All right. And what did you do with the tote after you were at work and then you went back to your house? What did you do?
It was just in my trunk.
Okay. Did you notice that there were any weird odors or anything like that when you were in your car? Did there come a point in time after, well, strike that. Did she ever say anything to you about what was in the tote?
No.
Did she ever say anything to you about how long she wanted you to hold it?
When we talked, she said she wanted to leave something in my garage for a couple of days.
A couple of days?
It was just a couple of days. And I thought I didn't have any room in the garage because I have another job where I have a lot of wheels that are in there.
Wheels? Is that
Wheels, yes.
Okay. Was there ever a plan about how she was going to come take the tote from you?
No.
Okay. So
So he says, oh, she just told me to hold it for a couple of days and then she's going to come back and get it. All right, I'll let you hold a tote in my garage for a couple of days. Yeah, I'll let you hold something in my garage for a couple of days and then you can come back and get it. Yeah, okay.
You've got the tote in your car. Do you ever open the tote to see what's inside?
No,
Did there come a point in time where you decided to move the tote from your car?
yes.
Describe how that happened.
My original plan was to take the tote and get a storage unit, put the tote in there. As it was unexplored before.
Now, why would you, okay, I understand they're in some type of romantic relationship, but someone asked you to hold a tote for a couple of days in your garage. You say you can't hold it in your garage because you do other things in your garage and it wouldn't fit, right? So you're going to just volunteer to go and purchase a storage unit to hold your somewhat girlfriend, not girlfriend tote that you don't even know what's in it? She couldn't have done that herself? Yeah, okay.
So in the process of that, I had purchased a vehicle from my old company that was inside the garage. So I moved the tote from my car to that car.
All right. And was somebody there with you to kind of help you on this?
My uncle.
Your uncle? When you moved the tote, did you move it or did your uncle move it?
My uncle moved it.
Okay. At the time the tote was moved, had you opened the tote or done anything with it other than put it in your car?
No.
Now, mind you, he knows the young lady is missing. People are outside protesting, right? So he know the young lady is missing and he ain't asking no questions. Okay.
Did you notice any odd smells or anything like that in your car?
No.
So where was the tote moved from? Your car to where?
To a Ford Edge vehicle.
All right. And was the Ford Edge moved to another location?
Yes.
Was that on Millard Street in Southfield?
Yes.
Why did you move the Edge that was holding the tote to a house in Southfield?
I had to move the car from the job site because they were going to start charging storage or whatever for it being there. So I moved it to a friend of mine's home into her driveway.
So were you present when the Ford Edge, which was holding the tote, was moved into the driveway of that house?
Yes, I drove the Edge.
Okay. And did you park the car there?
Yes.
Did you leave the car?
Yes.
When you left,
So he goes and get another car that he owned, put the tote, well, say his uncle did or whatever, transfer the tote to that vehicle, and he goes and just abandoned the vehicle for 2 weeks. Yeah, okay.
car. Did you ever open the tote?
No.
Did you ever see anyone open the tote?
No.
Were there certain things that you tried to talk with her, like verbally talk to her about, where she said, no, don't say that out loud, things like, something like that?
I don't recall any of that. We didn't really talk at the restaurant that long because she wanted to go somewhere else and talk.
All right, so did you go to another place and talk with her?
Yes, we went somewhere else and we had a conversation.
All right, where did you go with her?
To an empty parking lot, somewhere in Westland, I believe.
Oh my
Did
goodness.
she ever, did the two of you ever discuss why you were going to like a parking lot rather than one of your houses or anywhere else?
Not really didn't discuss that.
Okay, so what happened when you go to this parking lot?
This dude's strange as hell.
She was talking about things are serious and what was going on with them searching the grandparents' house a couple of times. They searched the house that she was staying in a couple of times, and they searched the uncle's home.
Did she ever?
Yes, this is it right here. She said, is this the case where the baby that was the 17 or 18-year-old and the mom had the son killed? Lord have mercy. Yes, this is the case.
Or asked you about the location of the tote?
She asked me what was the tote. in the restaurant. I told her it was in the trunk of the car. And then she asked me, do I still have it? I told her yes.
All right, so I gotta stop you here for a second. The first part in the restaurant, where you told her it was in the trunk of a car, did you say that out loud or did you write it down?
I wrote it down.
Okay. Now, the second
Why
part.
are you writing down? Come on, you guys. Man, you know, I know that they gave him immunity, however you say that word. They gave it to him so that he won't get in any trouble, right? Meaning that he'll get off. He won't be charged anything. Like you said, Lolita, I don't know why he just didn't tell the damn truth. Because who's writing down in a restaurant on a piece of paper? Yeah, immunity. I may be saying it wrong. But who writes down on a piece of paper, the tote is still in the car? Because she didn't want him to say it out loud, right? So who writes down the tote is still in the car? Now, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. My opinion, this dude very much knew what was going on. And, you know, he was basically, he just want out of it, right? I mean, he want his name cleared. He don't want to have anything to do with it. But I do believe that the judge and everybody else in that courtroom know that he's not telling the truth. He's not telling the truth. But, you know, he'll have to testify again. This is just a preliminary. I do believe that they're going to call him during the trial to testify again. And I don't know if he'll get in trouble for the lies, but I think that she'll come forth and say he very much knew what was in the tote before he even grabbed the tote.
Where she's asking more details about that. Did that conversation happen in the restaurant or at the second location? All right, so let's talk about the second location. What did she say about the tote there?
She just asked that I still have it. And I told her it was in my vehicle, in the edge.
Did she say that she wanted you to do something with the tote?
She told me to get rid of it, to burn it.
She said to burn the.
So now she just wanted him to hold it for a couple of days in the garage. Now she wanted him to get rid of it and burn the tote. Suspect.
Tote?
Yes.
Did you ever ask her like why she wanted you to burn a container?
I asked her, I don't want to say, but I asked her did you get what is going on? Basically, I got a little beside myself and cursed at her.
All right, so you got upset.
Yes.
Now he's saying he got beside himself and cursed at her. Okay.
Why did you get upset?
Because I couldn't believe that she would put me in a situation if they did something to bring me into.
Okay.
Now I agree with him there because no one, you know, if you're a friend or a loved one of someone, you don't bring them into your fragging bull like that. So I do think that she was all wrong to try to get him into the situation to where he is involved in a, you know, what is it called when you move a deceased body afterwards? Is it tampering with a corpse or something like that? I know it's something in that realm that is a charge. Tampering with maybe you're tampering with a corpse, or I'll figure it out in a minute.
There was talk about burning the container, right?
She said to burn it.
Okay. Was there ever talk about a lie, something like that?
Then she said to bury it and put some lime.
Okay.
And I told her, what the else you want me to do like that's a movie BS, like, why would you, you know, put me in the middle seat like this? And she said, she made a statement that you couldn't be that stupid.
What were you talking about when she was basically like, are you stupid? What were you talking about? This comment about, are you stupid? What was she responding to when she said that?
When I was telling her, like, I'm not burning anything, I'm not burying anything, I'm not going to get any light and do anything like that.
Okay. So after these comments, did you talk anything else about what she wanted you to do with the container?
No, she was talking and I walked away and I got in my car and left.
Okay.
I was just
I don't believe him, but I mean, yeah, I don't believe him, y'all. I don't believe him at all. But he is gonna get her in trouble. He's gonna tie her to the crime, which is a good thing. But baby, I do not believe him. I do not believe his testimony. No one asked you to store a container. A container that's taped up, a tote that's taped up. They want you to store it in your garage for a couple of days, and then they were supposed to come pick it up, right? But then they tell you, oh, things are getting bad. People are protesting outside of my grandfather's house, right? And then all of a sudden, now they don't even want you to hold the tote for a couple of days. They want you to burn it, put some lye on it, and bury it. And you never asked what's in it. I mean, you didn't even say, am I burning some clothes? Am I burning some Christmas toys, Halloween candy? What am I burning, putting lye on it, and burying? Come on. That's what she meant when she said you can't be that stupid. If she said that.
I'm great. It wasn't anything else to talk about.
So you just decided that you just wanted to lead the conversation?
It was nothing else to talk. I was upset. And if I stayed any longer, I might have been getting myself into some trouble, so I left.
How did she react when you just decided to leave?
She called my name a couple of times and was trying to, get my attention and talk, but I was shaking up. I couldn't.
Why is he shaking up? Now, still at this point, he doesn't know what's in the tote. He don't know that there's a body in the tote. So what is he shaking up from? Now, I understand the fella, right? He doesn't want to get in trouble. I get it. I do believe that he didn't have anything to do with the unaliving, but he very much was going to try to help her cover it up. And that is why he sought, is it amenity? That's why he sought that and said, I'll testify if I can get totally off, right? But I also would have said, are you 100% sure that if I tell everything, and I'm talking about everything, even my involvement, if I tell everything, I'm not gonna be held accountable for any of it? And then I would have came and spilled the beans. You know what I'm saying? I would have spilt them. Now, I probably would have spilt them when she first freaking gave me that tote. I would have done it,
Communicate with her.
So after this conversation, did you contact anyone for help or advice?
I called a lawyer.
Okay. After you talked to a lawyer, what did you decide to do next?
Take him a retainer and have him call to that we have some evidence probably pertaining to the case.
All right. When you say he was going to call them, what do you mean by them?
He called a friend of his in the Eastern Police Department and left a message. And
Does that have to be clarified who he is in the record before we talk?
And I would also object if he doesn't have firsthand knowledge about this situation, what someone else did, that would be hearsay.
Okay,
I can ask some more questions.
all right, that's it.
When you say he was going to call a friend, are you talking about your attorney?
my attorney,
Who is your attorney?
Christopher, I can't think of his last name.
Christopher Quinn?
Quinn, yes.
Okay. Now, it was your understanding that he was going to call somebody, a police officer in Inkster?
I was sitting there with him
Okay.
when he dialed somebody in Inkster, or detective.
You want to know why he called a lawyer? I do the same thing, Lolita, sometimes. He called a lawyer because he knew he was in trouble. He knew that he could be charged because he held on to that body for a few days, okay? He knew it. He knew already that he effed up, and he's like, oh crap, how am I gonna get out of this? So I believe that he called up a lawyer and he was like, hey, I need some help. I done got myself into some shit and I need help getting out of it, okay? So he called a lawyer because he could have very much called 911 and told them the story that he's saying now, right? But he already knew he was wrong. He knew that he can get, you know, in trouble because no one does what he said he did, just take a tote, taped up, you know, put it in his truck or whatever, then take it out. And then his weird ex-girlfriend asking him to burn it, put lye on it, and bury it. Okay. So he already knew what it was, and he feel like he got in too far. And he's like, nah, help me get out of this shit. Okay. That's why he called a lawyer.
But they didn't answer the phone.
All right. Eventually, like, did you or were you present when your attorney actually got into contact with a police officer?
No, not when he got in contact with him. No, I wasn't present.
Okay. Did you eventually end up going to some police agency and getting them a statement about what occurred?
No, I never went to a police station, and later on down the road, but at the time I didn't. Like maybe a week or so later,
Okay.
I went to the
I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit,
state
y'all.
police office downtown. Like,
That's when you made a statement?
yes,
Before that happened, did you ever go to Millard Street in Southfield?
yes. So I met with him on a Friday.
When you say him, what are you talking about?
Mr. Quinn.
Okay.
Friday evening, he gave me a phone call and said that the FBI wanted to meet on Miller Street in Southfield. Where
Now the FBI wants to meet with him. Man, I'll be scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? The FBI want to meet you because you got a whole dead body on you, dude.
the age was at.
So did you go to that location?
I think we met around sometime in the evening between, I think, 5 and 6 o'clock, something like that.
And when you got there, was the edge in the same place where you had left it?
Yes,
Okay. And it was after that day that you had more conversations with the police?
yes.
Okay. Now, at any point from when you first received the container to when the police went to Millard Street, did you ever find out what was in the container?
No,
Okay.
Oh,
Did
dude.
anyone ever tell you that there was a body or some type of illegal evidence inside the container?
no, not until after they did an investigation.
Why didn't you ask Charla or demand that she tell you what's in the container?
In fact, I didn't honestly believe that she or her son was capable of doing anything to anybody. So
I do not believe this fella not at all. You mean with the FBI and all these people, and you never asked this lady what was in that tote? Man, if y'all believe that, Jesus.
After that statement, Your Honor.
I don't believe that at all.
Your Honor, doing what to someone?
And the judge don't believe that either.
That's a very famous point. That statement is. I would draw. It's like, I would draw.
So you were saying that you didn't think that.
I think Charlotte Jane was capable of anything.
Okay. Now, do you remember coming to the prosecutor's office and testifying in what's called an investigative subpoena?
Yes,
Do you remember that I was present when that happened?
yes,
Okay. Was your attorney present?
yes.
Exactly,
And do you
Jamie.
remember that in that first initial testimony, you were given what's called an immunity agreement so that your testimony at the investigative subpoena couldn't be used against you?
Yes,
Okay. Your testimony, generally speaking, is that consistent with how you testified today?
yes.
Is there anything, strike that. In your phone, did you have contacts listed or saved for Charlotte Pendergrass?
Yes,
Did you also have a contact and phone number saved for her son, Jalen Pendergrass?
yes, but I'm not sure if his name was on it or not, but he was in my phone.
Okay, and her son, person I referred to as Jalen Pendergrass, you see him in court today?
Yes,
What's he wearing?
a green jumpsuit.
Is he farthest away or closest to me?
Further.
For the record, the witness identified the defendant. What was your relationship like with Jalen Pendergrass, like over the years?
So, regular relationship, like, you know, I had a relationship with his mother, so we interacted a lot. I mean, whenever I was around with them.
Were you and Jalen like separate friends where you would go out, just the two of you, and like, socialize, things like that?
No,
Okay. While all this was going on after April 5th and when you obtained the container, did you ever call Jalen to find out what was going on?
no.
Okay.
I have like literally 1 moment, 1 minute. Thank you, sorry.
So that's the prosecutor. They just, walked over the testimony with him, and now the defense is going to come and walk over it with him. But I just want to stop for a second. She said, I have seen enough First 48 to know don't ever talk to the popo without a lawyer. Sometimes they don't even be having anything on you, and you talk to them and tell on yourself. Yeah, that's true, and that's what they say. But so far, you guys, her friend, her lover, ex-lover, or whatever, is the one that really broke the case, right? But let me ask y'all something, and this is before we hear the defense. Do you think that he should be held accountable for any of the actions that he did? I'm talking about the friend that held on to the tote and then put it in a vehicle and abandoned the vehicle for about 2 weeks. So they held on to this body. This happened on the 5th of April, and they didn't find the body until like the 26th of April. Do you think that he should be held accountable for anything? She said, so the tote wasn't stinking. He said it wasn't. I don't believe that the tote didn't have no smell. Why would you put the tote in your vehicle and go abandon the vehicle, a work vehicle? You went and abandoned a work vehicle. Why would you do all of that? Even if he didn't have no room in his garage, right? Then if he didn't think that there was a body or something illegal in the tote, then why he just didn't bring the tote in his house? If something doesn't fit in your garage, where are you gonna put it? Even I don't know if he had a back porch, but if he doesn't have if he had a back porch, put it on the back porch or bring it in his house. Or ask her why she couldn't keep the tote in her trunk or in her home. I don't really think anybody is going to take a tote and hold on to it and not know what it is. Things that you put in totes are like clothes that you're going to take to the Goodwill or some old toys maybe, because what the hell? What do you put in a damn tote? Like literally, what do you put in a tote? You're not selling no tomatoes. Like what the hell? He smelled it and it ain't no way he didn't. Exactly. He should have known what was going on. And I believe he did. He knew what was in that tote. Yes, he should have been held accountable, but they needed him to get the actual killer. And that's what I'm saying. So I actually think that what he did was a good thing, but the lies, it was so unnecessary. It was a good thing that he eventually, called an attorney and they ended up calling the police. But I think he did that because he felt like she was going to try to pin him on something. And he could have very well have been charged. They could have actually tried to say he did it. So she said, how long was her body in the tote until he told the police? 2 weeks, Super Leo, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This family is going around looking for their missing daughter, missing loved one. They're doing marches, protests, and things of that nature because she was last dropped off over his house, and that was the last time they ever saw her. So they knew that they had something to do with it, but they couldn't tie him to it because, they didn't have no body. They didn't have nothing to go on. So for 2 weeks, right? And then all of a sudden, So the defense attorney walks out. Let's see when he comes back in. Let's see. Okay, so here comes the defense attorney.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Lynch, I'm Terry Johnson. I represent Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass. I'm going to ask you some questions about your testimony, okay?
Yes.
Any point? You don't understand my question, staff? I'll try and rephrase it, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What was your relationship?
Yeah, I agree, Lolita. I don't think he had anything to do with the unaliving. But there is a charge. Let me see what it is. Y'all said tampering with evidence, but I think it's called something else with a corpse. It's something else that you do when you conceal a body. Let me see what it's called. This joker could have got charged with accessory after the fact, meaning after a murk already happened, a person knowing of it and not telling, but helping the offender avoid detection, arrest, or punishment. So hiding or moving a body, helping clean up a crime scene, or providing a place to conceal evidence, and then turning around and lying to the police to protect that person. That is a felony. Damn. So he could have got charged with accessory after the fact, tampering with evidence, that is altering, destroying, or hiding or concealing the evidence. Okay, putting a body in a bin or a vehicle is considered tampering with evidence, and then concealment of a corpse. But it said this only is in certain states. Let me find out if it's Michigan. Is Michigan. So the concealing of the corpse is only in certain states, and Michigan is one of them. So they do have a law against that. So he could have been charged with that too. Damn. So he could have been charged. And then the other one is, let me see the other one. Concealment of a corpse and obstruction of justice. So 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. Why he did what he did. I would have told on her ass too, the hell. Let me see how long these, if found guilty. So it's a up to 15 years for the accessory, up to 10 years for the tampering with evidence, concealment of an individual, a death of an individual, up to 10 years. And then the other one, so it would run consecutively. So it would have been 35 years. Damn. So he could have spent up to 35 years in prison. That's crazy. Up to 35 years in prison if he would not have sought immunity. I can't say that damn word. And I can say it. I just can't say it because it's on my mind or whatever. That's why I can't say it. And I don't know what happened. What's wrong with my damn brain, child?
But Ms. Pendergrass, on or about April 5th?
Friends,
Just friends.
we on and off relationship, we friends, so we're on and off.
What does on and off mean?
Sometimes we're in an intimate relationship, sometimes we're not. We're friends, regardless of what she feels.
Listen, y'all, I know y'all keep writing it, but it's my brain. When my brain gets stuck on a word and I can't pronounce it, it ain't nothing you could do. I just cannot pronounce it. Seriously, I don't know why, but this has been like that for a minute, okay? So I'm sorry, y'all. Just please forgive me.
Okay. So right now, on April 5th, 2025, your testimony, you were not in an intimate relationship with Ms. Pendergrass, correct?
On and off, yes.
Isn't it true that you were trying to get back with Ms. Pendergrass prior to April 5th?
It's true, I was being the man, April 5th.
Okay, well, we'll talk about what that means shortly. You sent her door dashes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Matter of fact, isn't it fair to say that just on Zelle alone, over the past couple of years, you sent Ms. Pendergrass over $14,000. You'd agree with that, won't you?
Probably even gave her more than that, yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you had a
What's wrong with that? Shoot, if you sleeping with me over 2 years, 14,000, that ain't even a lot. He's like, yeah, I probably gave her more than that, 14K. So, okay. I can't believe she even told the attorney that. He gave me $14,000.
relationship with her, and you bought Ms. Pendergrass things, right?
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I think I saw one text message. You gave her your credit card
Yes.
to use things, right? You gave her clothes,
Yes.
shoes,
Yes.
social disease.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Isn't it true that you, Ms. Pendergrass, basically kind of wanted to back away from you because you contracted social disease?
Oh, what
Social
disease?
motive, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. Hold on. When they start calling a STD a social disease, did I miss something? I mean, y'all, I know I be sleep a lot. When did a STD, right? When did it start being called a social disease? Huh? Let's go back a little bit because I know it was called that. Hold on, y'all. What disease? A social disease.
Message, you gave her your credit card.
Yes,
To use things, right? You gave her, clothes,
yes,
shoes,
yes.
social disease.
A social disease. Have y'all ever heard of that? I mean, it is 2026. Have we changed the name? So now it's no longer a sexual transmitted disease. Now it's called a social disease. Are we just social? Oh, Lord, y'all better tell Vivica. She might get a social disease with these men that don't want to claim these relationships. What in the world is a social disease? Y'all, I didn't heard it all. I ain't never heard of it called like that. Is that a Michigan thing? A social disease, man.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Isn't it true that you?
And wait a minute, how he gonna say he don't know about that? Shouldn't he be like, no, I ain't gave her no social disease. I don't know what that is. He says, I don't know about that. What?
Ms. Pendergrass basically kind of wanted to back away from you because you contracted social disease.
I think this is for the courts, y'all. A social disease. Okay. I guess we could say that on social media and get away with it. So instead of telling people, you know, because some people just come straight out and be like, that's why you got this disease and that disease. We could just say over here to keep it cute, a social disease. Okay. Ew.
What's his motive, Your Honor?
First of all, it's also speculation about why his clients would not want to see him again.
Well, he would have firsthand knowledge of what's going on, and I can provide the text messages if we really want to get deep into it. And I'm not talking about what specific it was, and I believe. Thank you. She didn't want to be intimate with you because of that, correct? Just yes or no?
No, it's not true.
Okay. You were still trying to be intimate with her over the past month or so, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Now, April 5th, you went out here to Acer on Carlisle Street. What was the purpose of you coming out?
she called me.
Okay. And it's your testimony, you didn't get out of the car?
And
Why? I mean, I want to make sure I understand.
the police were there. There was no need for me to get out of my vehicle. She wasn't in any danger. The people that she was referring to were across the street. They wasn't in front of her objective, so therefore she didn't need to get out to defend it.
You see how when he was under the prosecution, when they were drilling him, he was calm. He seemed a little slow. He seemed a little, you know, just very nonchalant, right? Now that defense is on his ass, now he done perked up. The defense done told everybody in the court that he had a social disease, right? So now all of a sudden he, you know, his posture done changed. He's a little bit more guarded and protected. You see how his arms is across his chest. So he's guarded and he's scared that he's going to say the wrong thing because that brother is pushing him now, you know?
Okay, so you thought you were going there to defend her?
Well, on the jumper, it was a problem, yes.
Okay, did you talk to her
No,
before
she
you went there?
She needed to come over there.
Okay, and your friend, you just so I'm clear, how was your friend acting?
No,
Okay, you didn't want to get out and give your friend a hug,
no,
kiss on the cheek,
no,
some form of affection?
no.
So, and April 5th was the day London went missing, right?
Yeah, it's also speculation.
How was that speculative?
Because I don't know that.
I believe, let me rephrase. April 5th was the last day London was seen, correct?
I don't know that. All I know is my friend called me.
And when you got out there, what did you find out?
The police was out there looking for the young lady.
Okay. So you found that out on April 5th, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You left on April 5th, correct?
yes.
Where did you go?
Home.
Call Ms. Pendergrass back to see how she's doing? Your friend?
Probably not.
He know he lying. He know he lying. He came out on April 5th and the police was out at her house looking for London. He says he left and went back to his house and didn't even call the girl that he done gave a social disease to. Come on. He ain't even call her and check up on her. The police is at her house. Okay, yeah, right.
You testified when Mr. Grazi asked you before, did you talk to her on the 6th? You remember that question?
Yes.
And you said you talked to her one time. That's right.
That I can recall.
That you can recall. One moment, sir.
But if that's his girlfriend or on and off, where he get the social disease? Y'all, I'm stuck, child. Where he get it from?
Surprised you to find out through your own phone records that you talked to her 4 times?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
It's possible.
Okay.
Which actually, I remember talking to her and it was once.
So fair to say, based on your own phone records, you talked to her more than once the day after, correct?
I don't know. I remember talking to her one time.
Okay. But my question is, well, let me ask this. You let anybody else use your phone?
No.
Okay. So if there are phone records that show you talked to her more than once, you wouldn't dispute that, correct?
The phone record showed that the phone call was made and we couldn't talk to each other.
Okay.
It could have been a voicemail that was left. I don't know that.
So did she leave a voicemail for 3 minutes or 12 minutes or 10 minutes on that day?
I don't know. I'm checking the voicemail.
Okay.
Now he don't check voicemails, giving out social diseases and shit and not checking voicemails from somebody you didn't gave a social disease. Okay.
And on April 6th, what were you doing that day?
I was at home.
All day?
For the most part, I don't remember exactly what I was doing.
Did you go play cards with a friend that day?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So did you have any guests on April 6th at your
Yes,
house? Who was the guest?
a friend,
Does your friend have a name? Male,
Another
female?
friend.
female friend.
Oh,
What's her
Lord.
name?
I'm not sure which friend it was.
Oh, Lord. I tell y'all, I told y'all these brothers be out here able to get women. I told y'all these women, I'm telling y'all, any woman can get a man. You hear me? Child. Or should I say any man can get a woman? Okay? Any man can get a woman. He said, I don't know which one it was. So he don't just want her. He said, I don't know which one it was. I got a lot of women's, okay?
Did you provide a name to, you know, this gentleman sitting at the table here with the black tie?
What do you mean by knowing?
Do you know who he is?
Yes,
Okay. This is Detective Sergeant Hartman, correct?
yes,
Okay. Did you ever give Detective Sergeant Hartman of the Michigan State Police, did you ever give him a name of the person that you were with on the 6th?
no,
So all we have is your word on this, right?
yes,
And now make sure I understand. It was someone there, but you couldn't remember who was there, correct?
correct.
Okay. That's your testimony on the 7th. You met up with my client, correct?
Correct.
7th of April, so the record is clear. How many times, Mr. Lynch, would you say you have talked to the police about this incident?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's see if we can remember. You just testified. Well, I'm gonna go through and just tell me if I'm wrong, okay? You and your attorney called the police somewhere on or about April 25th, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and for the record, all of these are in 2025. You'd agree that a few days later, on or about April 29th, you went to the Michigan State Police and had a conversation with Detective Sergeant Hartman, correct?
correct.
Okay, so that would be 2 times, correct? You'd agree with me that you were called back a 3rd time.
I don't think that'd be 2 times, but the first time I didn't talk to anyone.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go with that. Your attorney did the talking for you the first time.
He didn't talk to anyone. He made a phone call to someone.
So let me make sure I understand, just so I'm clear. There was your attorney made a phone call, but you were asked to come out to the house on, is it Milford? Millard, thank you. The house on Millard Street?
Yes,
Did you go there?
yes,
Did you talk to anyone in law enforcement while you were there? Yes or no?
yes,
Okay, so you talked to the police on that day, correct?
yes,
You talked to the police on the 29th, correct?
yes.
Okay. That would be 2 times thus far, correct?
That's so true. Jamie G said, see, if you tell the truth, you wouldn't have to remember a lie. Exactly. Okay, exactly.
Yes,
Okay. We'll go back to the 7th. You met my client at a Meyer parking lot, correct?
yes,
Did you tell Sergeant Hartman on the 29th when you sat down with him that it was your idea
Ooh,
to go to this car wash?
ooh.
I'm not sure, but I told him yes, that I told him I was going to get my car washed.
Okay,
So it was my idea for the car wash.
okay. So it was your idea to go to the car wash?
Yes,
Okay. So it wasn't my client's attempt to conceal something or not do something in public, correct? She didn't say that. You said, just so I'm clear, it was your idea to go to this car wash, correct?
so to be very clear, she didn't want to give me the object in the open. She wanted to give it to me somewhere secluded.
Okay,
So if you're going to be clear about all of it.
well, I'm very clear because you remember on the 29th.
He getting defensive. Y'all, he getting defensive. But you think did they give him immunity? Did they give it to him? Or is it still up in the air? We're gonna find out.
And we can play the video back. You remember on the 29th, you were asked this question. Was there any conversation about the tote or a package or anything? And you said, no, it happened at the car wash. Do you remember making that statement?
I don't remember the statement. I could have said, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. And this tote, and I'll get to this part in a moment. You took the tote. How long did you have that? What did you tell Detective Sergeant Hartman on April 29th, your very first interview with the state police? How long did you tell him you had that tote initially?
It was in my car for a couple of days.
What did you tell him initially?
I don't remember exactly what I said back in April.
Okay. Would you dispute the fact that you said to him, it was only in my car, no more than 12 hours? You remember making that statement?
I could have at the time.
But wasn't it fair to say that they showed you video that you picked up this Ford Edge 4 days later?
No, they just showed the video of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They told you that you got it 4 days later, right?
No.
Let's talk about this Ford Edge. You said you had to pick it up from your job, your former job, correct?
Correct.
How long had that Ford Edge been sitting at that former job?
Over a year.
Over a year.
Over a year.
Closer to 18 months?
Could be 2 years. I'm not sure, but it's been sitting there a while.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, all of a sudden, it's an urgency to go get this Ford Edge.
So I received a phone call from the HR person of the company stating that I need to move the edge. And just what happened because
Who leaves a vehicle at their former job for almost 2 years? Like, this dude is not really a good liar at all. Because who does that?
I didn't know what was going on. So I was able to move it.
Okay. And that text message, I believe it was, is that correct? Would you
The
agree?
phone call and text message.
And a text message, okay. So that came on March 28th, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in that text message, you said, I'll get it next week. Correct? All right. You'd agree with me that between March 28th and April 11th is more than a week. Correct?
So I may say a week, it may be a month, but I said a week just to give me
Oh,
more time.
man.
So when she say something, I said I'll get it next week, man. What do you want me to do? Yes, I told her a week. It took me longer than a week,
Okay,
but I knew she would give me leeway to pick it up.
so just so I'm clear, oh, no, I'm not gonna ask that. Let me ask you this. So you got more time. Were you supposed to do anything when you got the edge?
I was gonna take it to my friend's house, and I was gonna get it fixed. I was gonna try the edge.
Let me rephrase the question. Did you receive any instructions from your previous job of what you were supposed to do before you picked up the edge?
I'm not following that question.
Okay. Weren't you told to come and get the title when you come get the car? Wasn't that part of the text message?
Yeah, they had to sign the title over to me.
Did you get the title signed over?
Yes,
When?
I don't remember when, but at the time when I got it signed over, I was dropping some, I think, some wheels off that had to be shipped to China. So when I was in the process of me doing my job, I had to sign the title since I was there.
So just so I'm clear, so you had the title signed over on or about April 11th?
I'm not sure when it was done.
Was this before or after you transferred the tote?
I'm not sure when the title was signed.
Would it surprise you if you look and do a search on lien that it's not even titled to you? Would that surprise you?
Because I haven't registered the car. I don't even have a car.
Yeah, this joker is not a very good liar. It's gonna come
Let's
back.
back up. You said you thought you were going to get, all right, make sure I get this right. You thought Miss Pendergrass asked you to hold this for a couple of days, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Why would you get a storage unit?
Exactly.
Let me finish.
Yeah, why would you get a storage unit for a tote that you don't even know what's in it? Why would you spend money to store something that you don't even know what it is? It could be some damn food. You know what I'm saying? Some freaking ice cream.
For a tote that can easily sit in the back of your vehicle. Why would you want to get a storage unit? Did she ask you to get a storage unit?
No,
Okay, she just asked you to hold it for a couple of
she
days.
said I was for a couple of days.
Okay, why did you think you needed to go get a storage unit?
Because I have a secondary job where I have to go pick up warranty wheels. And at any time I can go pick up 4 to 12 wheels. I
Line
can't
it
have that in the back of my vehicle because I have a job to do.
Right. So,
So it was no room for that to be sitting in my vehicle.
okay, but did you call Miss Pendergrass back after a couple of days and say, Charlotte,
Her phone was disconnected.
her phones were disconnected? Okay, let me ask you a question. When you were driving this Ford Edge,
I never drove the Ford Edge.
okay, you never drove the Ford Edge?
Only drove the Ford Edge from the Southfield job to the residence.
So you drove it.
Correct.
The day you drove this Ford Edge to the Southfield residence, shortly thereafter, did you get a phone call from Charlotte Pendergrass?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure what phone call happened back then.
So if
He
you're-
keeps saying things like he's not sure, he don't remember what happened back then. But how is it that you can remember certain things, right? I don't remember. I can't tell you what happened back then, but you literally just told a whole damn story, right?
phone records indicate you were on the phone with Miss Pendergrass
Then I was on the phone with her.
for 19 minutes.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what it said.
so you won't dispute that?
If that's what the phone record said, yes.
Did you say to her at that point, Charlotte, I got this tote. I got to get this out of here. You told me a couple days. Did you say,
No,
why not?
because we didn't talk about that. We talked about everything that was going on in her life with the grandparents. It was a normal conversation.
So now you remember the conversation.
I don't know, we never talked about the total anything.
He said, now you remember it. You remember the conversation now, right? He catching his ass.
So you talked to her, according to the records, 2 times on that day. And you never, in your recollection, you never talked about the tote, correct?
Correct.
How do you know this lady, your friend, Shantae Williams? And just so the record's clear, this is the Miller address?
Correct.
Okay, did you call her and say, Shantae, I'm bringing this to your house?
Probably 2 years.
Are you guessing or you're sure?
She knew I was bringing the car to her residence. I don't know when.
How did she know you were bringing the car to her residence?
We talked and we spoke about it.
And when you dropped this off,
So now this is what I don't understand. And this was wrong with criminals, right? They always getting somebody else involved. So now he didn't got Ashante Miller involved. She got him. Okay, so Jalen, well, she got Jalen involved. The mother did, right? She got Jalen involved. Then she turns around and get her boyfriend that gave her social disease involved. Now he turning around to another female that he probably didn't gave a social disease. And now he getting her involved. Ain't no way. That's how criminals get caught right there, right? Even though I'm not saying he a criminal, but he really is. But he is helping the worst criminal, right? She's worse than he is. But he is a criminal too. He knew that body was in that tote. I'm convinced of it. Look at him, nervous and a mother.
you didn't go back at any point until the police were called, correct?
Probably I dropped the daughter off at home, then I picked up from daycare.
At that house.
At the house.
So you had gone back to that residence where that Ed was parked, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Did you tell the Michigan State Police, specifically Detective Sergeant Hartman, that you've been back to that address before?
I'm not sure.
So approximately 13 days later, 2 weeks, actually let's say 12 days later, you still hadn't called Charlotte, correct?
I haven't spoke to her now.
Because before you said you had no way of getting a hold of her.
I tried to call the number that she had called me from, but no one answered.
No one answered. Okay. You identified Jalen Pendergrass, correct?
Yes.
And you said you had his phone number, correct?
Yes.
Did you call Jalen and say, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of your mother?
No. I never called Jalen when I was looking for his mother. So I wouldn't do it now.
And it's your testimony, you came out to Inkster and you sat on Wednesday, the 23rd of April. That's your testimony.
Yes.
Why would you come out to this lovely city and just sit in front of a house?
Because I haven't heard from Charlotte.
Okay.
And I wanted to know what was going on.
So you're concerned about it?
I'm concerned about what's going on now, yes.
What do you mean, what's going on now?
Because it was on the news and everything about this young lady missing and everything, and they were the last ones to see her.
You didn't know that on April 5th when you pulled up and didn't get out of the car?
I didn't think that anything happened to the young lady because prior to that, Charlotte told me that the grandmother called her and said they spotted the young lady somewhere at a restaurant. So I'm assuming that the young lady was just upset and she had went off somewhere.
Okay. But you were concerned and you were not concerned enough to pick up the phone and even call Jalen to ask him. Let me ask this question. On that day that you sat outside the house on Carlisle Street, did you knock on the door and ask for the grandparents? You've met the grandparents before,
I
correct?
did the Thursday, not the Wednesday.
Okay.
That Thursday, I went, after 2 hours, I knocked on the door. Her grandmother came out and told me that Jalen was there. Jalen came up. He told me that his mother would be pulling up shortly. And I sat back in my car and waited.
You sat in front of somebody's house for 2 hours.
Almost 3.
Almost 3.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This dude is a joke. Who sits and wait for almost 3 hours on someone outside of their home about a tote that they don't even know what's inside the damn tote? That man would have bust that damn tote open and found out what was in there. He is doing the most, the absolute most.
Waiting.
Absolutely.
And you didn't, and again, you testified you've met the grandparents before, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't go to the door and say, I'm just checking on Charlotte. Is she okay? Can you have her call me?
No. I just told you I sat in my car and was waiting for Charlotte. I had a relationship with Charlotte, not her grandparents. So why would I involve them in anything that Charlotte and I are doing?
What are you and Charlotte doing?
Our friendship is between her and I. It's not between her and my grandparents. So I don't interact with her grandparents. I never went to a picnic with her grandparents. I never went out to dinner with her grandparents. I was never over at her grandparents' house to have dinner.
Oh man, please.
So
You
I'm
know.
not gonna knock on the door and say, hey, Charlotte, can you let me know what she's gonna be at and all that? My relationship wasn't with
Did
her.
you know where Charlotte lived
She moved
back in
to,
April?
yes,
And you would agree with me, she didn't live in Inkster back in April, correct?
she was caregiver for her grandparents.
Understand that, that's not my question. My question is, you knew she didn't live there at the Carlisle address in Inkster, correct?
Correct.
And you sat outside and stalked her.
I did what?
Huh.
Sat outside, waiting on her.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
You hear how the defense attorney, how he tried to throw in there, you sat outside and stalked her. And the guy came back, I did what? And then the defense attorney changed it up. You sat outside and waited on her. That shit was funny. You sat outside and stalked her.
And the next day, I want to make sure I understand, the next day being Thursday, the 24th. This day, you decided to get out the house, out the vehicle, correct?
So Wednesday, I only stayed about 30 minutes and I left. That Thursday, I sat there for over 2 hours waiting. So, you know, just to help you along.
Oh,
So it's not that I did it Wednesday and Thursday, I sat there for 2 hours each, no. Wednesday, I pulled up about 30 minutes or so and I left to go pick Shantae's daughter up from daycare. So I couldn't stay. So that Thursday, I didn't have anything to do. That's the day that I stayed there and waited for Charlotte to arrive.
On that Thursday, when Charla pulled up, this wasn't planned, correct?
It was planned for me. It wasn't planned for her.
All right, so your plan was to sit outside her house
And wait till I saw her to speak with her.
okay. And you saw her.
Absolutely.
Did you get out of the car and talk to her?
When we went to the restaurant.
It's not my question. When you
No.
first saw her on Carlisle, after waiting there, as you said, could have been 3 hours, did you get out of the car and talk to her?
No, she pulled up, she waved at me while she was in the car to follow her, so there was no need for me to get out the car.
She waved at you to
And
first.
said, follow me, she did this.
One moment, John. Sorry. Thank
He
you.
done bent down and tied his shoe.
So you get to a restaurant, correct?
Correct.
When you get to this restaurant, just so I'm clear, she starts writing things down.
We had a little conversation, and then, yes, she started writing things down.
Where'd she get the pen and paper from?
Her person.
Who meets at a restaurant, right? Who meet up at a restaurant and then just start writing things down on a notepad and, you know, sharing it with each other because they don't want to be caught talking out loud. Who does that? Have y'all ever done that? Have you ever wrote down something and asked your man? I mean, I may have done it in church, right? Because I didn't want to be loud. But who does that at a restaurant? Tell me, y'all.
And what happened to the pieces of paper?
She kept them with her.
She kept them with her. Okay. You're sure of that?
I'm sure that she had the pen and paper with her. I'm sure that she wrote stuff down, and I'm sure she folded it, crumbled it in her hand, and she had it with her.
And it's your testimony, you go to this park.
We didn't go to a park.
Where did you go again?
We went to a parking lot.
Parking lot. Why did you talk in the parking lot outside of the restaurant?
She didn't want to.
And it's your testimony, this is when you get to this parking lot, she tells you to get rid of this tote.
Yes,
First time she said that to you.
yes,
Okay. And you remember talking again, I don't mean to continue to point at him, but he's kind of the officer in charge here, Detective Sergeant Hartman. You never told him when you first met him, when you first talked to him on the 29th, you never said anything about Ms. Pendergrass burning a tote, did you? Telling you to burn a tote.
maybe I can think of it, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But he asked me in the statement written down or whatever.
Okay, did you ever tell him,
She told me to burn it, is what I told him.
but you never told him about getting live,
I told him that she said for me to get some lime, bury it, and put lime on it.
but you never said on the 29th, bury it and lie, correct?
I'm not sure.
Well, you'd agree with me
I mean, I'm not sure, you have the testimony, you have it, so you know what I said, I was there with my attorney.
Why wouldn't he remember, right? Why wouldn't you remember a testimony of somebody telling you to burn, bury, and put lye on top of a tote? Why are you burning a tote? Why are you burying a burned tote? This dude, he should have been charged with something, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not saying the man should have done 35 years, but he should have been charged with something because he absolutely knew that that body was in that damn tote.
You don't know what you said?
I'm not sure what I said. You want me to be specific about everything I said that day? I'm not sure. I couldn't say it, I couldn't lie. I don't know.
You'd agree with me, the truth doesn't change, correct?
And now
Exactly.
Okay. So when you told the officers that you had the tote for 12 hours and they told you that wasn't correct, and later on at another interview, somewhere around June 4th, you had a different story, correct?
I'm not sure.
In preparation for your testimony here today, did you review your investigative subpoena that you had with Mr. DeGrazia?
Yes.
Okay. And you stated in there, if I'm not mistaken, I had it in my car. I even drove by the police department. I had that tote in my car for 3 days.
For however long she gave it to me until we transferred it over to the edge.
Okay, so it wasn't the 12 hours that you first told law enforcement, correct?
At the time of this, I don't know when I said I was nervous, and I probably spoke out of turn and said 12 hours.
Or you were.
I've never been involved in anything like this.
So let me ask a question. You stated your heart dropped, etc., on this the day that
When she told me to
she
burn
told
it,
to live in the burn. Okay. And how were you feeling at that point?
looked like I wanted to put my hands on her in a violent way.
Have you ever done that?
No, not really, no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So he said, I wanted to put my hands on her in a violent way. So the attorney said, well, have you ever done that? He was getting ready to say, not that I can remember. And then he was like, well, not really, no. Dude, you know if you hit the woman or not. I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but it just shows that this man is a liar to me.
Bravia?
Yes.
Okay. And you stated in there, if I'm not,
Hold on.
you had a different story, correct?
I'm not sure.
In preparation for your testimony here today, did you review your investigative subpoena that you had with Mr. DeGrazia?
Yes.
Okay. And you stated in there, if I'm not mistaken, I had it in my car. I even drove by the police department. I had that tote in my car for 3 days.
For however long she gave it to me until we transferred it over to the edge.
Okay, so it wasn't the 12 hours that you first told law enforcement, correct?
At the time of this, I don't know when I said I was nervous, and I probably spoke out of turn and said 12 hours.
Or you were.
I've never been involved in anything like this.
So let me ask a question. You stated your heart dropped, etc., on this the day that
When she told me to burn it,
live in the burn. Okay. And how were you feeling at that point?
looked like I wanted to put my hands on her in a violent way.
Have you ever done that?
No, not really, no. I think we may have had a shelter match before, but never like where I physically jumped on her or anything like that.
A shadow match.
So what do you do when you walk away from her?
Just walking out of my car now.
Where do you go?
I went to a friend's house home,
To do what?
play cards.
Make sure I understand, just so I'm clear. Someone had just told you something that you thought was so
Shocking.
egregious, so despicable, and you said your heart dropped, and you were telling me how you felt, and you went to someone's house to play cards?
And lost a lot of money that night too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You didn't call the police that night, did you?
No, I didn't know what to do. My mind was wandering and racing.
Yeah, okay.
Next day, what day did you go out to the Miller Street address?
It was on a Saturday.
Remember what time?
I thought it was in the evening.
I'm sorry?
It was a Saturday evening that we went with the FBI.
Saturday evening. One moment, Sharon.
His part is almost over, y'all. 2 more minutes.
Other than your attorney on that Saturday, who else did you talk to about what was going on Millard Street?
My son was with me
With you where?
on, in the Southfield, in Mill Street.
Did you talk to, were you in Canada that day?
Later on the 6th, probably after, I went to my son's house over there, when we got done with the FBI and everything, yes.
So you finished with the FBI, just so I'm clear, in the morning.
It wasn't in the morning,
It wasn't in the morning.
no.
You have a good memory, sir?
I don't know, I have sleep apnea and I don't use my.
Oh, my God.
Isn't it true that, one moment, Your Honor.
He asked him, do you have a good memory? That's because he know he lying.
Is there a reason, if you were so concerned about this tote, you didn't take it back to Charlotte and Inkster when you were sitting outside of her house?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Okay, you stated you were concerned about this tote, et cetera, et cetera. And my question is, you're only supposed to have it for a couple of days. You're only supposed to have it for a couple of days. And following that, you got this edge, you parked it, you're concerned. Is there a reason you didn't grab that tote? Because you said you could pick it up by yourself, right?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a reason you didn't pick that tote up, put it in the back of your vehicle? Were you still in the black Navigator at that time?
Yes.
Is there a reason you didn't put it in the back of that black Navigator where it was for days and take it back out to Ms. Pendergrass? Is there a reason you didn't do that?
So in order to come pick it up. Like I told you before, I had no reason to believe that anything was in that tote. That was what was in there. I didn't believe that they would do anything like that.
He should ask him, what did you think was in it then? What did you think was in the damn tote? What did you think was in there?
I was never under the assumption that I was holding on to something that heinous in my possession.
Did you ever say, I'm going to bring you this tote back? I don't even,
We never spoke again. I just told you that. We didn't have any more communication until I met with her that Thursday.
and you didn't say to her, when are you coming to get this tote?
No.
No further questions.
Okay. So that was the boyfriend / social disease giver of 20 years on and off. Okay. So we're gonna stop it on that one and just talk. So so anyway, we didn't hear the girlfriend. Maybe we'll try that another time or whatever. The girlfriend says that Jalen told her while they were together that he unalived London at the direction of his mother, Charla. Okay. And like I said, we'll listen to that testimony another day, right? However, now the friend of Charla is saying that basically he passed the tote of London's body to him and said, burn, bury, and put some lye on this tote. Okay. So right there, because of those two testimonies, the judge did find that they had significant evidence to hold them charged and upgrade it from second degree to first, and that they will be going to trial. But they both have said that they are not guilty. Okay. Now, in the state of Michigan, just like any other state, the burden of proof is on the state. However, in this case, y'all, I don't know. I think with a body that's in a tote that shows up at your booty call's house and he is in possession of it and he got it from the mother, I absolutely think that they're, but we're gonna play it out and see. But right now, the evidence from what is being said in court is pointing at the mother and the son. It is pointing at the mother and the son. What do you think? What do you guys think about this? Do y'all think this is more of a clear cut, they're guilty as hell case? Or do y'all think that it's going to be hard to stick the mother to something that the son did? Or are they going to try to put it all off on the guy that got immunity? I don't think they'll be able to do that with because she was strangled with a belt. She said they guilty as hell. They're guilty. So do you think that they would be able to convict the mother as well? She said, where in Michigan did this happen? In Inkster, Michigan. She said both of them are guilty. They both going down. So you think they'll be able to find the mother just as guilty as the son? Mother and son are guilty and should get the death penalty. Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, what I don't like about this case, right? This boy was 23 years old when he did what he did. And like I told y'all the other day, he beat her with the belt and then he turned around and strangled her with the belt, right? It takes force and time to definitely strangle someone. So that to me is like one of the worst things that you could do because that's torture. You're literally watching someone die. To me, that's worse than putting a bullet to someone's head. To sit there and strangle them. You're watching them suffocate. You're watching their breath leave them, the air leave them, their eyes rolling back in their head. He strangled this young lady. Well, allegedly. The defense is trying to make it seem like the mother, boyfriend could be capable of doing this. The mother did say the girlfriend left walking, trying to raise doubt. Yeah, I do believe that. But her son, her own precious, darling 24-year-old Jalen, he's already implemented his mother. So how in the world is she going to get away from that? Because the girlfriend that Jalen had after London don't know the social disease carrier. She don't know him. And he's saying they both implemented the mother. Jalen implemented, the mother told me to do it. And the boyfriend said the mother is the one that gave him the tote. Okay. Now, I mean, he may not be able to get in trouble, the boyfriend, but I do believe that he did know. He sounds so guilty. He seems like, it don't seem like, to me, common sense says he knew. No one goes to a restaurant and write things on paper and slide it across the table to each other and go to parking lots and talk and the car wash and talk. In my opinion, I think that they didn't want nothing recorded, nothing heard and overheard or whatever the case may be. So anyway, we're going to continue to follow this case, but right now it is not looking good. Trial hasn't even started. What we see now is not trial. It's called preliminary hearings. It's not even trial. They haven't even went to trial. So this will be very interesting. She said, I'm starting to think they all had something to do with it. So you think the boyfriend had something to do with it as far as the unaliving or just the concealing the body? I definitely believe he had something to do with concealing the body. I don't think he had anything to do with the unaliving. Well, right now anyway, but the reason why I say that is because he pillow talked with his girlfriend or the girlfriend after London. They're no longer together. He pillow talked with her and told her exactly what happened. Like a fool. She said, oh, I forgot about that part. So thinking about that, I think they're both going to jail. The son will probably do more time than his mom. This is just crazy. It is crazy, but they charged him with the same crime. And I think that if the jury feels that the mother had that much influence over her son, I think that she will get just as much time. But I will have to, look a little further. But because your mother is in a lead, the parent is in a leadership role, right? Over a child. He's not a kid. He's 24, 23 at the time he did it. But you still have an influence over your children, especially if they live with you. And I don't know if he's delayed yet. Somebody said in the comments that he looked delayed or they think he's delayed. I don't know if he's a delayed individual. However, I just think the influence a mother have over a child, if she said get mad and kill her, but they'll have to prove that. How can they prove that the mother told the son to get mad? She may not, her murder charges may be dropped, and it may just be, tampering with evidence and concealing a dead body or whatever. She may not get charged with the murder. She's charged now, but she may not, that may drop if they're not able to find her guilty of the murder. If they're not able to prove that the mother said get mad and kill her, they could still prove that she had something to do with the after fact. She said he knew everything after the fact. Yep, and they may charge the mother with that. I don't know if the mother will be charged with murder. She's charged with murder. I mean, convicted for murder. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. She said the mother did say the girlfriend left walking, trying to raise doubt. Yeah, she tried to raise doubt. So anyway, but that's that on this case. We're going to continue to follow this case of London Thomas. Let me show you a statement that her mother, London Thomas' mom.
So what's going through your mind when you are in court seeing these two?
Oh, long overdue. We'd like to thank God for this moment. We'd like to thank Prosecutor Kim Worthy team. We want to thank the FBI, the Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, everybody who came out, volunteered, walked with us, and searched. We're just so happy. Just praise for this moment. It's long overdue.
When you see these two in court, what would you say to them?
Oh, so angry, and I'm so happy and satisfied at the same time. We all knew that they were pretty much responsible for what happened. So now we're moving forward and we're moving in the right direction, going for justice for London.
Grandma, is there anything you wanted to say?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that God and justice are going to find he deserves. I just want to thank God and they get what they can come. Oh, yes. You can look at them and see they both something wrong with them. Mainly him.
She said, the grandmother said you can look at them and see something wrong with both of them, mainly him. Hey, that's the grandmother. But let's find the mama, what she said. But she said you can look at them and see that something is wrong with them, mainly him. But let's get what the mother said. That was the grandmother. Hold on. She said you can look and see. Here's the mother. She said you can look and see that something is wrong. That's the mom right here.
Another key witness, a friend of Charla's, was allegedly given a large plastic tote containing London's body.
Did she say that she wanted you to do something with the tote?
She told me to get rid of it, to burn it.
She said to burn the tote?
Yes.
He instead had a lawyer contact police with the tote's location in the trunk of his car in Southfield, and inside the bin, police found London's body tied up and bruised, and the prosecution said evidence shows Jalen's DNA was likely on the handles.
Everything shocked me. How the story unfolded, how what they did to her.
But the defense called Elijah's credibility as a witness into question after she testified she and Jalen both took drugs and were drunk during that alleged confession, but the prosecution defended it.
So what he's basically asking you to do, Your Honor, is just go off of what this young lady said, who, again, was high when she did this.
That information could have only come from somebody who was present when it happened, and that lends her testimony credibility.
And in the end, the judge approved those new charges, and the case moves on.
First degree murder, that's good enough for me.
In Inkster, Brett Cast, 7 News, Detroit.
I thought the mom was going to talk. Hold on, let me see. Did the mother talk? Give me a second. Hold on. I thought the mother talked.
Well, now to a major development in the case of a missing teenager, London Thomas.
Oh, right here.
Justice.
Hold on.
One step. Just one small step towards justice for London and our family.
London's mother and family members sat in the
That's
extra
the
courtroom,
mom.
hearing hours of excruciating testimony. First, London's sister testified that she dropped London off at Jalen's home on April 5th. And Nigel Wilkerson, another former girlfriend of Jalen's, testified that after London went missing, Jalen sent her specific song lyrics to hear.
What was the lyric you wanted you to listen to?
Put the in the trunk right now, you never see her again.
Lanijah also testified that later on, Jalen told her that on the night of April 5th, London and his mom got into a physical fight at his home. He had beaten London and tied her up, and then his mom allegedly told him to get angry.
His mother told Jalen that?
Yes.
Did she tell him did he tell you that she told him anything else?
Together.
Okay. So what did he tell you that he did in response?
He told me that he pulled her off the bed, he stood up, he grabbed the belt, and he shunned her till she fell.
Another key witness, a friend of Charla's, was a...
Oh, look at the mama band. I mean, look at this. Look how she has to hear how her daughter died. He beat her up, he tied her up, and then he beat her up with a belt, and then tied her up, and then unalived her by strangulation.
Was allegedly given...
Or they call it asphyxiation, but the same thing.
A large plastic tote containing London's body.
Did she say that she wanted you to do something with the tote?
She told me to get rid of it, to burn it.
She said to burn the tote?
Yes.
He instead had a lawyer contact police with the tote's location in the trunk of his car in Southfield. And inside the bin, police found London's body tied up and bruised. And the prosecution said...
Tied up and bruised. Okay. Well, I thought the mother said more than that. I thought I heard her say she was crying and just saying how it's just, you know, she's so hurt over her daughter, but she's happy that they are moving forward with charging these two individuals with first-degree murder. And they kind of knew all along that they had something to do with it, but, you know, they didn't really have no evidence at the time. So now that they have some sort of evidence, people coming forward and saying their involvement in it is giving them, you know, giving them a little bit more feel good or peace with what happened to her daughter. So anyway, but I could just see the hurt in the mother's face. She's shaking, having to sit in court and listen to what happened to her daughter, 17 years old, by the hands of this fool. So anyway, she said the grandma ain't lying. No, the grandma is not lying. She said something, you can look at him and tell something wrong with him. You can look at him and tell something wrong with him. But anyway, y'all, this is the London Thomas case out of Inkster, Michigan. We will be following it. I don't know when the trial will start. Right now, like I said, their charges was upgraded from a second degree to first degree murder. And yeah, both of them too. So yeah, time it goes on. We'll just figure it out what's going to happen after it happened. But they asses have been charged. The mother is out on restrictions, like a monitor, whereas Jalen, the one that actually did the killing, he is still in prison. Okay, well, not prison, but jail. Lockup, detention. So that's it, y'all. What do y'all think so far? What do y'all think? Are y'all asleep? Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. I know I came on late. It's 10 o'clock. I know some of y'all are asleep like I'm just going to give you the watch hours. But I ain't studying this case. I think it's going to be a good case because I really want to know if somebody tell you to kill somebody, will they be charged with the same, not charged, but convicted with the same thing that you are convicted with. So this is going to be interesting. But I don't think the mother is going to get out. Let's listen to the mother testimony right here, right quick. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, no, this is not it. It's somebody else's true crime. They be doing these AI things. I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that. Never mind. I wanted to show y'all the mama. Not the mom, but the mother, like Charla, this lady, this wicked lady right here. So anyway, she said they both going down. This is so sad. They going to jail for life. I'm up. I'm woke. I just started on this case. I only heard a bit. I'm happy you are covering it though. Yeah, so who lives in Michigan? Anybody? are people talking about this a lot in Michigan? Pokey said, I'm up. Pokey, you going live? I'm about to get off. I know you said earlier you wanted to go live. The grandmother is not playing. You know, 9 months ago, the grandmother said she thought that the mother, she said that she thought the mother had something to do with it 9 months ago. The grandmother did. So 9 months before this thing ever, let me let y'all hear her right quick. The grandmother said 9 months ago that she felt like the mother had something to do with this. Let's listen.
I want justice for my granddaughter. I want her to go to jail for murder. I want justice for my granddaughter.
Charlotte Pendergrass is one of two.
Hold on, let's go back.
Has been charged with lying to a peace officer, a felony carrying up to 4 years in prison.
I think she got something to do with it. I want justice for my granddaughter. I want her to go to jail for murder. I want justice for my granddaughter.
Charlotte Pendergrass is one of two suspects police originally had in custody. State police confirm the other suspect, who has not been charged, has been released and is still considered a suspect.
They trying to lie and had and scheme for each other. I want them. I want justice. I want both of them. Life for life. Do some time. 4 years ain't enough.
What we know about Charlotte Pendergrass, she's connected with a home on Carlisle Street in Inkster, the same street London Thomas was last seen on April 5th when visiting her boyfriend. London's disappearance, she confronted Charlotte Pendergrass.
I talked to the lady, and she told me my granddaughter had left. I knew she was lying.
When was that?
When we was looking for money, and she was sitting in the car like she was talking to somebody and didn't want nobody in the house to know what she was saying. And when she said she walked off, I knew she was lying.
Pendergrass's bond was set at $50,000 cash surety. If she does post that bond, she'll have to wear a GPS tether, cannot have any contact with anybody involved in this investigation, victim, anything like that. As to what exactly she lied about, 2 peace officers, they're keeping that pretty close to the vest. Not a lot of detail on that, but we will keep you updated on the very latest. For now, reporting live in Inkster, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
Interesting how this case is progressing, but it sounds like police are still gathering evidence so they make sure that they have a really solid case. But still, are we hearing any circumstances around why London Thomas may have been killed, or any sort of a motive possibly at this point?
At this point, it's definitely too early to tell on that, Taryn, but from investigators. Think about it. At first, it was Inkster Police, DPD, now state police in charge of the investigation, and the FBI are involved. We know for a fact that Charlotte Pendergrass and this other suspect have been in custody a few different times and released a few different times. So they're really working on this investigation. What does this lying to peace officer charge have to do with anything? Well, it could be a reason as to why this investigation has been hung up a little bit.
Yes, who maybe she was covering for. We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks so much.
And here we go. 4 minutes into being locked up after arraignment, she is being charged with a public officer assaulting, obstructing. Like, maybe Miss Charlotte got some issues.
So when they first arrested her, she wasn't even charged with murder. She was only charged with public officer assaulting or obstruction. So meaning that she lied to one of the officers. And they gave her on a $50,000 bond. I don't even know if it was, damn, that's kind of a lot for that. But nevertheless, it wasn't even murder that they got her on initially. That was back in May the 7th. They arrested her. That was about a month after the incident was April the 5th. So a little over a month afterwards. Thank you so much, Barbara. Appreciate you, love. Thank you, thank you. Y'all be loving on me. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, so she got arrested shortly afterwards, and but it was not for murder. They didn't pick her up for murder right away because they didn't have enough evidence to stick that to her. But she had a $50,000 detention bond. But anyway, but I'll read the rest of that another time. But all right, y'all, we are done. Pokey, did you say you was going live? Oh, she said, yes, indeed. Pokey is going live, y'all. Pokey is going live. Child, well, I'm coming over, Pokey, to listen to you. But listen, thank y'all so very much for coming. This is a case that, even though it happened last year in April, it's kind of just unfolding because they were arrested in October for the murder. And then they just recently, like a couple of days ago, maybe a week now. They upgraded it from second degree to first degree. So the wheels are rolling in this case. So we will keep you guys up to date as to, you know, what's going on and whatnot pertaining to the case. But right now, the mother is out on bond and the son is still detained, you know, because he did allegedly commit the murder. All right. So that's where we are right now. Justice for London. Justice for London. Thank you guys so much for pulling up. Thank you, Sonia C, for the love. And thank you, Barbara C. Are y'all related? Sonia C and Barbara C. Thank you, Barbara C, for the love. Appreciate you guys so very much. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. What I'm going to do for this video, if anybody want to go back and catch the replay, I am going to take out the part where we was having all those difficulties or whatever with the speaker not working. So, I mean, you know, you may see this video decrease in hour, you know, not hours, but minutes, because I'm going to take out the part where we were having all those difficulties. Okay. But y'all hit that thumbs up button and I will keep y'all up to date as to what is going on with London Thomas and, you know, and her alleged murderers. Okay. The mother and the son. All right. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Jay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family. These motherfuckers don't be wanting to bless no damn.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names. Talking about it. That family. That family. That family. Jay! That family. That family. Talking about it. Talking about it. Dollar. Talking about it. Child, we finna talk about this with a moral.